Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on African Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it was sent to us by one of our dear brother, and it reads like this. Brother Nashi, how are you? I'm not writing this to scare people or to insult anyone. I'm writing because I just want other women out there to know that these things are happening, and there are some men like me who saw that they could never get rich by working or having a normal business, and then we ended up joining a cult. I am a Nigerian man living here in Johannesburg. If you see me on the street, you will never suspect anything. I dress in a normal way, I speak very calmly, and I drive a very normal car. And I usually drive a normal car when I would have started dating a new woman. But when she is used to me, then I'll start to reveal my wealth to her. I have two houses. The other house, it is in the estates where rich people stay. Then I have another house. It is just a normal house in the suburbs, but in a nice, safe place. But if you go there with me, you just think that this is just a normal guy, because I used to be a doctor, by the way. When I came to South Africa, then I chose to join a cult because of some of the things that happened. Inside my house, I do have a snake, and this snake is the one that vomits money, the money that I would start spending on you. And after I would have started spending money on you, then I am supposed to get something back from you. So usually I get blood that comes out of you when you are on your period. This is the blood that I feed to my snake. My story started when I was still in Nigeria. I had my beautiful wife, so we had been fighting. My wife, she did not want to stay in Nigeria anymore, but she wanted to go to Europe. I did not want to go to Germany, where her ex was, because she was once married, and the person that was going to assist us to go to Germany, it was her ex-husband. So you can just imagine. And he was also a doctor. He told me that we were going to be civil about it. He was never going to do anything with my ex, and they had kids together. So this made me to be very uncomfortable. I tried to convince him to come with me to South Africa, because I said, if we go to South Africa, we can work. Then later on, maybe we can go to America, because that was when I wanted to go and work in America. At first, she refused. She was being given pressure by her ex-husband, and they are now together as I'm speaking with you, but that guy is married. So they have been doing this cheating thing for a very long time. So I wonder what could have happened if I had gone to Germany, where I was going to be staying really close to him with my wife, and they were always communicating in a very bad way, the way that they used to communicate. Even in the middle of the night, I would wake up and shout at my wife, because I would find her on the phone, ask her, who is she talking to? And then she will tell you that she is speaking with the baby daddy, telling the man that she wanted money so that the kids can have some clothes or just money to take them out. And I'll be like, in the middle of the night, it is 11 p.m. I'm fast asleep and you're busy talking to him. So we were always fighting at all the times. We did not have peace at all. I tried to convince her to come to South Africa with me. At first, she disagreed. But when I saw that I had found a job at the Department of Health, this was a government job, and my visas were going to be processed, that was when she said, okay, just make sure that you also add me, since I am your spouse, because we were legally married, if I want to come there with the kids so that you can see the kids, because me and my ex-wife, we have 2 kids. Then I came to South Africa the first time around alone, and I left her behind. She later followed me to South Africa. We stayed together for nearly 3 years. When we stayed together, my wife was okay, but when she started again to communicate with her baby daddy, then everything went wrong in our marriage. We could not understand each other, and she had been communicating with the baby daddy through emails, something that I did not know of at that time, that she was using email to communicate with her baby daddy. It was terrible, quite terrible. If you ask me, my brother, I was going through a lot. That was when I started taking alcohol because of that. And going to different clubs, I started to see that a lot of South African women, they just love men with money. Because I once approached this beautiful girl. She was extra beautiful. She had the most biggest curves that I had ever seen, and she was pretty young, I think around 21. So as I was looking at him, I said, this one, with the way that she is beautiful, if she just agrees to go with me home, I am going to marry her. I will tell her to adjust her behavior. I'm a doctor, I am earning. We can have a nice family and we can start a beautiful life, rather than for him to be used by all of these blessings. When I tried to approach him, she looked at me and she said, you are broke, you don't have money, I don't date broke guys. That girl, she really damaged my ego, because as a doctor, you drive a nice car, you live in a nice apartment, you earn a salary, and when you meet a slay queen, you expect that slay queen to at least have some respect for you, since you are a doctor. Come on, doctors, we are supposed to be respected. That woman told me that I was a nobody in her world, and I did not even deserve to be looking at her as the way that I was looking at it. Her friends laughed at me, and then I just went and I was sitting somewhere else. There was one Nigerian guy who was with those girls, who later came to me and he was like, Lion, what's up? And I said, I'm fine, my brother. That girl, she really damaged my ego, and we started laughing about it. And he told me that he was a drug dealer, and I said, oh, that's why these girls, they love you guys, because you make more money than us. So as we were busy laughing, he also wanted me to start selling drugs at the hospital where I was working. And I said this was the most unethical SHIT thing that anyone can ever suggest, to get patients addicted to drugs, because it was like, if you can help me to get my merchandise in the hospital, you can give your patients, their relatives can supplement their addiction and we can be making money. And I said, no, my brother, I am not into that kind of a lifestyle. But we became good friends because we came from the same state in Nigeria. We started talking, even though I was not into drugs, but a brother is always a brother, and we would always talk. We realized that we also went to the same university. But what I did not know about this guy was that he was an occultist. When I went to his house one day, I saw him doing things that I never thought a man will be doing. He had some escorts, you know them, right? So these are like high-end prostitutes. He had a man that was there. This man somehow looked like a woman, but he did not have boobs and what. So he had that male escort. Then he had 4 very beautiful women. These were young women. Like these women, what I don't understand about these South African girls, the way that they are beautiful, once you look at her, she will be like wife material, but the things that she will be doing, you won't understand. Maybe you guys can help me in the comment section. Why is it that your most beautiful women, they are the ones that chase after money in a senseless way? Before I became an occultist, my brother, I tried that 21-year-old to such a level whereby I used to go to her house and beg for her mom so that I can just marry her. It was quite unfortunate that this girl, she started sleeping with me after I had joined occultism and I was now getting a lot of money. That was when she decided to give it to me, and by then I had lost my heart. I do not have the same heart that you normal people have. My heart was turned into a stone, and my heart is directly connected to the snake that I use, that gives me money, that vomits all this money for me. So bro, with these girls, I do not understand, because there were a couple of girls that I used to meet at the clubs, and I would beg them to marry me. I'm a doctor. I'm being stressed by my wife. I think that my wife is cheating on me. I can give you love. Yes, I'm a doctor. I can give you a better life. These women, with their beauty, you think that they think straight. A slay queen, she has a different mindset. No matter how hard you try to sit down with her and tell her that you do not see only a beautiful body, you want her heart, she will never give it to you. It's like they are also in a cult, a demonic cult of their own, whereby they just chase after men with money. They really do not care, as long as they get paid, as long as they drink the most expensive beer in that club where they will be hanging out. It's like they just live for that, and they don't have any vision. They do not have anything that they want in life apart from being treated really nice by the guys that they will be dating. When I was at my friend's house, there was that male escort. He was sleeping with a man, and he had these 4 extremely beautiful wife material type young women. I don't know if those women will ever get married, but with the way that they are beautiful, I'm telling you, you can even divorce your wife thinking that you have met the right woman, but you will be taking someone that belongs to the street. Whoever coined that phrase, she belongs to the street, I think that they had some experience, bad experience with a slay queen, because once a slay queen tells herself that she belongs to the street, you will never be able to make her love you. My brother then told me to join him, and I said, no man, I'm not going to sleep with the same woman that you are sleeping with. It is the most gauche stuff that I have ever had in my life, to share the same woman. Why would I want to enter into the same cookie that you are also entering? He laughed at me, and he reminded me that there was this other day when we were at this other rooftop party at Centon. He passed me a girlfriend that he had slept with a couple of days before, and I said, but it is different. It's not like the same thing, because when we are doing it at the same time, those body fluids we are exchanging, man, I can't do this. That was when he said, my bro, do you know that your wife right now is sleeping with her ex right now as I'm talking to you? I sat down. I felt my heart banging against my chest, because I knew that there was something that was happening, because my wife, she would come to South Africa. She would say, I hate South Africa. There is too much crime here. I want to return back to Nigeria. She will go back. And once she would have landed in Nigeria, a communication, it will be so low, so much low, that she used to stress me. I would speak with her, my love, what is wrong with you? Why is it that you do not want to communicate with me? You stress me, the things that you do. Then my mom told me that her baby daddy was always flying in and out of Nigeria, and there were things that I could not understand. And by then, I had made countless investments in Nigeria, because I said, South Africa is not my home, even though I am here, but there will come a time when I am supposed to return back closer to home, so that when I die, I will be buried close to my ancestors in my village. So I wanted to work to start a property business in Nigeria. What my wife did to me, it was the scam of the century. My wife was the one that was based in Nigeria permanently, because she hated South Africa. I would go there for holidays, or she would come to South Africa, be with me, return back to Nigeria. Then she started a company, and when I told her to buy some properties, she was buying these properties through a company. So I just said, okay, it's fine. This is my wife. The moment that I started to suspect, me and my wife, we started fighting like I don't know how to explain it to you the way that we used to fight. When this friend of mine told me that my wife had been sleeping with the ex, I was totally destroyed. I sat down. He said, if you think that I'm lying, he said this as he was slapping that man that was the escort who was bending over on the couch. It was a gross scene that I was looking at. He slapped him as if she was a woman, and then he said, "Follow me." We then went to his bedroom. He was naked by that time. When we went to the bedroom, he then opened the closet and he took a white garment. It was nice and it was scary at the same time. And then I saw his face changing and becoming like a lion when I was looking at him. And then he told me to close my eyes. He blew something into my face. And then he said to me, "Now you are free. You can open your eyes." My bro, when I opened my eyes, I saw that there was a mirror that had suddenly appeared in his bedroom. But this mirror, it was floating in the air, but it was close to the wall. Then he said to me, "I want you to say the name of your wife's baby daddy, and you are going to see what is going to come up there. I know that she has been sleeping with him." I then walked towards the wall where that mirror was, and it started flickering when I was saying the name of my wife as well as the baby daddy, and it was like a TV that was switched on. I saw Nigerian. I saw where I was born. I saw myself meeting my wife, us having kids. I saw that my wife had been sleeping with her ex even when she was pregnant. The time that she would say, "I am going to visit my relatives in the village," she would be at a hotel with her baby daddy. All of these years, I had been a fool, but there was more to come. That company that I thought my wife had opened it up so that we can leave it as an inheritance to our kids when we would have died. I did not know that she was a director as well as her baby daddy was the director. They were so cruel, the thing that they did to me. I just sat down on the floor and I cried. He then said, "You have seen what I have shown you. It is up to you to keep that prostitute that you call a wife, or to come and hang out with us, and you can never be hurt ever again in your life by a woman." He left me in his bedroom. I was crying, rolling on the floor, because I had gave my so-called wife everything that I thought I should have given her as a man, but here she was busy cheating with another man. My brother, that was the most painful thing that had ever happened in my life. It was too traumatic. I knew that it was going to come. I knew that my wife, there was a big possibility that she had been sleeping around, but I did not think that she was going to be sleeping around with the baby daddy, because when I met her, the story that she told me was so painful to me. She told me that her baby daddy had been someone that had been abusive towards him. She even had some scars on her back where she claimed that she had been beaten several times, and because the baby daddy's family, like, they were very rich, whenever she would go to the police officers, they were afraid to investigate any further, because one of the uncle was a senator, and that is why she just kept on being beaten by the husband. So I felt sorry for her, and I never knew that women, they can return back to that very same man that they would have told you was so abusive towards them, and here you are, Mr. Nice Guy, you are trying to heal her broken heart. But then instead of that woman just giving you respect and treating you in a nice way, that woman, what does she do to you? She'll end up hurting you in the most painful way like never before. So when this happened, my brother, I was left in the bedroom. I was all alone and I was crying, not knowing what else to do. And then that guy, he then sent a woman. This woman, when she entered into the bedroom, I did not even see him because I was in pain. By then, I was just sleeping on the bed, even thinking about ending my life, not in that house, obviously. So I just felt, these soft hands that were massaging me, and I heard someone whispering with a very soft voice. It was a woman, one of those escorts, and then she said to me, "Daddy, let me heal your broken heart." Then I slept with her. On that night, I did not even know that I was being initiated into a cult. So I started enjoying having these orgies, going there, but I never touched a man until when it was time for me to be like real initiated. That woman that I made love to on that night, she even made me shed a tear with the love that she gave to me. I knew that this was just a business transaction, but she made me to forget about my wife, me and my wife. Then we divorced. I started being a party animal, always being at the club. That is when I contracted HIV, because I was sleeping mainly with slay queens. Like in South Africa, there are slay queens everywhere. There are women who turn attention into currency, and there are women who do not love broke men. They only want rich guys. So since I was now hanging out with this friend of mine who was an occultist, I did not know by then, but I suspected that this man, he dealt with the devil because of that mirror that I had seen. It was always on my mind, but whenever I wanted to ask him about it, I'll just forget it and I'll say I'll ask him another time. So one day, whilst we were sitting, I then told him that I just wanted to be big. I wanted to stop this thing of being a doctor. I was too much stressed, because I loved my ex-wife. I loved her a lot, and it was affecting me at work. My mind was no longer in the right place. So I then spoke with my friend and I said, "Can you help me with some money?" He asked me how much I wanted, and I said, "Maybe if you can give me 1 million, then I can start a comfortable business that I'll be comfortable with, whereby I'll be just chilling at home whilst money is rolling in." He laughed and he said, "Okay, it's fine, but let me speak with the elders." That was when I discovered that he was part of a cult. So according to what most South Africans believe, they think that Nigerians are the ones that do juju and stuff, but it is a mixture, my brother. There are South Africans who work with Nigerians in their cults. Like when it comes to a cult, it does not matter what nationality you are. There are even leaders who are Freemasons that start some of these cults. These will be South Africans. It depends with where you are getting your information from. If you get to know more about these people that start these cults, maybe you'll end up reading more confessions about men that are South African that are occultists, just that you do not have that type of a reach whereby you'll be able to speak with them and they can give you their confessions. Hence, it now looks like only Nigerians are the ones that are using juju on South African women. In their own cultures, they do have some charms whereby you can use women, but once you'll be able to tap into those people and you'll be able to connect with them, I'm telling you, you're going to see that it is not only us Nigerians who are into occultism, but even South African men. You have no idea the things that happen in some of these VIP clubs. These women, they really do not care where the money would have come from. All that they care about is partying with these men that have money. So I was then initiated. My initiation, it was a very painful initiation because I had to go through what they call ritual humiliation, if you understand it, where I was humiliated, made to wear a dress for a period, made to act as if I was someone's wife. So in our cult, we have the leader, but that leader has since passed away. He was quite an old man, also came from Nigeria. And if you are being initiated, Nigerian or non-Nigerian, you go to his house. He used to stay in Midrand. He was a normal family man, but there were times when he used to do these initiations. So I went to his house. At his house, there was a nice cottage. That is where you will be staying, rarely going out. Everything will be brought to you by the maid. This maid, she was from Lesotho, but she was also part of the cult. So in the cult, you can be someone that has money, but you are always being humiliated by being a security man or being a maid. So it depends with the task that will be given to you. So this maid from Lesotho, she was someone that had her own house, but she was working as a maid. She was the one that would give you food, cook food for you. All that time I was wearing a dress. I won't get into graphic details of how I was sleeping with that man, and I was the less dominant one in that sexual relationship that was happening for the brief period of time. So I discovered that the friend of mine who got me initiated, he started having love for other men because of what was done to him by the leader of the cult. So this man, he would come to me at night, treat me as if I was his wife. I would kneel down. I would do all the things that are expected from a woman, and he would do whatever that he wanted with me as if I was his wife, until it was over. The first stage, when it was over, I was then told to look for a man that I would offer money, and this man will die. I then went online and I was able to get a South African young man. He was still in college, so he had been looking for a sugar daddy, and he was into the gay stuff. He was looking for a sugar daddy. I found him online and I started blessing him. And when I slept with him, not because I wanted to, but when you are being initiated, you cannot say no. You have to say yes to whatever that you are being told to do. So after I had given him money and then I slept with him, that guy, he passed away. He was also someone that I sacrificed. I started getting money after I had a business, and I was then told that there was a snake that was going to appear in my room. I was supposed to treat this snake as if it was my twin brother, my identical twin brother. And then this snake, I was told that it was going to be connected to me through its heart. My heart and its heart, it is the same thing. I have been dating slave queens, different ones. Sometimes I date and sleep with slave queens 3 at a time. I'm not proud of the things that I have been doing. So in my house, there is a room where I do not allow anyone to enter. In that room, I can just tell you that it is my office. In this room, there is a snake that stays there. I have prepared a nice place for that snake. When a woman enters into my life, I repeat the same pattern over and over again. Give that woman gifts, trips, soft life, and then I will start to send that snake so that the snake can go and start to eat her period blood. Usually it happens after about 3 months of us dating, so that I can know. I have a book where I track the periods of the women that I sleep with, and every year I go and I submit this book when we do our end of year party, where we have an orgy with multiple slave queens. They won't even know that they are a part of a sacrifice that is happening, an end of year sacrifice. All that they see is crazy rich boys that are just enjoying sleeping with many women at once and paying them all of this money. But this money, there is somewhere where it comes from, and this money, it comes from the different demons that were given to us when you were initiated. My life is the same. When I meet a woman that I want, even if she is someone that is not a slave queen, I enter into her life as if I'm just a normal guy with a normal business. I bring her to my other house, which is like in a normal suburb where you won't expect people to be doing money rituals. But later on, I will then bring her to my house. And when I bring her to my other house, then she'll start to see that this man, he is a rich guy, and then the sacrifices will start to happen. Most of these slave queens that I sleep with, usually she will end up being sick of several illnesses. If you are unlucky, you can die, but sometimes to die, it is better. If you do not die, bad luck will follow you, and continue living your life as a slave queen, but you will be having some diseases that you do not know where they are coming from. So this is my confession, my brother. I have a snake at one of my houses. I joined a cult not because I wanted to, but it was through pain that my ex-wife gave to me after I had given everything to her. When you post my story, please tell me. I will follow in the comment, and also give me a link. Yo, dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our dear brother. Strange things indeed they do happen in this world. Let us try to speak with our brother in the comment section. Yo, can you imagine?